Hello, so we are going to see what wants to come out for whoever is watching this. But you will know if the reading, whoa, that was quick. We'll keep that. Resonates with you or not. So let's see. Wow. Okay. So attention with intention. Your attention is how you utilize God. And then when the galaxies watch, you are missing your galactic family and they miss you too. Which I want to just leave this here just to let it kind of linger in the background there, right? Because when that card comes out, it lets me know that there is a very powerful cosmic galactic force surrounding whoever is watching this, right? You are a star seed. That is 1000%, right? So if you don't resonate with that, then this reading will not be for you. A minute in, you are someone who comes from different I guess cosmic realms or existences, if you will, some of which are not even anywhere near this construct at all. I feel like I'm speaking to individuals where your existence, um, I guess, was here or around before the creation of this construct and definitely before the creation of this dimension, right? So you're a very powerful being and you must remember that. And I feel some of you feel like you are very, very far away from where you, I guess, originate, where you're from, where your essence comes from. You feel like you are very much far away. And you are. So the feeling is a legitimate one, right? Some of you may feel as if this realm is just very strange for you. You're around very strange individuals or just strange situations that you just don't really resonate with, right? Because your energy doesn't resonate with this realm. But you are here for that reason because you don't resonate with this realm. You're here to shake up the energy here. While being here, though, you need to be mindful of where you are placing your attention. Because where you place your attention, that is where God is, right? Because God is your awareness, right? So wherever you are placing your attention on all these things, you are giving that thing energy. And you being this cosmic being, I guess, who isn't from here, if you will, you're just visiting here, you have a lot of power with your attention and where it is placed. You pretty much charge up whatever you are placing your attention on. You give it life. So you need to remember that. So for whoever is seeing this, you are being reminded of this and you're being made aware of where you have been placing your attention and what you have been consuming as well. So this goes for the content that you are consuming and watching too, because we do see this magnifying glass, right? Your vision, what you're watching. Because the things that you are constantly consuming, you are first watching with your mind's eye. And your mind's eye is the gateway to your imagination. Your imagination is the gateway to what you are, a cosmic being. Okay? So some of you need to be reminded about the things that you are giving your energy. And whatever you are constantly feeding with your attention, you are giving it lots of energy. You got to be made aware of that and to utilize where you are placing your attention and your awareness, to be made more consciously aware of this. Because the attention can kind of be floaty and flighty and it can go here and it can go there if you are not having more control over it, you know? So this card speaks of two, using your attention to bring things to life, things that you want to experience in this reality. Because the minute that you pay something attention, the minute that you interact with things, so we're kind of stepping a little bit into quantum theory and quantum mechanics, although, you know, individuals talk about quantum entanglement and quantum leaping, which is more like a spiritual aspect because quantum theory is a little bit more scientific, but that's besides the point. When you kind of tap into that side of things, Sorry, I had to kind of turn on the lights a little bit. It was getting dark. But once you interact with these atoms and things of that sort, then it literally changes the state of that atom. Once you observe these atoms, it creates a disturbance. So your attention and what you are observing is very important. You can literally manifest and create these different states, and it can turn into one possible outcome and not just be a bunch of scattered energies flying all around. So this is very important for you to gain more control of what you are observing, what you are paying attention to, because you are literally giving that thing life. And this kind of ties into whatever it is that you are wanting to see play out in your physical reality, right? So whatever you are seeing with your mind's eye first, it first starts with the mind's eye and then it kind of goes into your physical eyes, your imagination first, what's happening spiritually. So the goal here, what this card is saying that, if you utilize your attention more effectively, you will eventually start to see whatever it is that you are wanting to see play out. So prior to this reading, I'm unsure what's happening here. Maybe some of you are just too preoccupied with many different things. And you have to work on your attention span, right? Unfortunately, social media has been affecting everyone's attention span to where you are not wanting to watch things for a long period of time. That is not good, right? You really need to focus on gaining better attention because you are literally able to kind of use that energy and place your energy where you want it to go rather than having it being scattered all over the place towards things that don't really need your attention. Because I feel like something more important really needs your attention. And what this feels like is your actual life. Your life needs all of your attention. Some of you are maybe distracting yourself too much with, social media and the content that you are watching. YouTube, in my opinion, is considered a type of social media because now you can interact with people, there's a community. Others don't like to think that, but if you've ever deleted YouTube for a time, you can see that it is a type of social media, which I have deleted YouTube before for about 7 months. I didn't use YouTube at all because I really wanted to just focus on my life, not videos and all these other things that are just mere distractions. You can scroll and end up doom scrolling, and all that energy and attention that you are giving to other things, what is happening there? You could be using that energy to help manifest and better your life rather than partaking in things that are not doing anything for the progression and the growth of your life. Do you see what I mean? So, this is what this card is telling you, that remember, God is literally where you place your attention. That is where God is. The key to living out whatever life that you want is an internal job here, is to start using your mind's eye, your, I guess, your imaginative eye, visualizations, whatever the case may be, and placing your attention there within, creating spiritual prototypes that will then lead to these physical material prototypes, because there is a spiritual prototype to everything here. Basically, it all starts spiritually, I guess, in the quantum fields, if you will, and then it happens here, basically. So let's see what else wants to come out. Because I truly feel, I don't know who's watching this, but your attention has just been all over the place on just all these other things that are really a big waste of your time. And you're probably wondering why things aren't happening as you wish them to happen or as you want them to happen, because you're not giving it your attention. Therefore, it's not, getting your energy, your very powerful cosmic energy. Then we have remember the Sabbath. Oh, this is amazing. Rest peacefully knowing that your harvest is coming. So once you do this, what I've stated before, the Sabbath is when you have this internal peace within yourself, knowing that, your manifestations in the life that you've been desiring is going to happen. You know, the life that you've been manifesting and working on internally within your mind's eye, you know, imagination, it is going to happen because you will feel at peace. You will feel at peace with how things are going. If you are still desiring something, like if you're still having this anxiety and worry about something happening with your life, you know, a wish, you're still desiring it, that means that internally you still have not given it enough of your attention and energy to where I guess your consciousness feels like this is something that is legitimately happening, that this is a state that you are occupying, that this is a state that you are inhabiting, basically. So if you're still feeling anxious and, you know, doing all these things, if you're still feeling very double minded too, where you are here and then you're there and then you believe, you have faith, but then the next day you're doubting, and the next day you go back into manifestations and you imagine and you visualize and do your affirmations, whatever, and then the next day you have fear and you're worrying. That's being double-minded. That means that you have not successfully, you know, reached this Sabbath state. So this is the key in knowing if your manifestations are taking place when you feel very indifferent about it and when you feel at peace. Where the peace is a very constant state. You have no worry because your consciousness is there. Your consciousness is where you want it to be. So I don't know who's watching this. Some of you have been doing the work, is what it feels like. This reading feels very split. You'll know which side that you're on. Some of you already know this information already. You have been doing the internal work. And I want to say this is your confirmation that the things you have been manifesting, they're literally happening very soon. Okay, so for those of you who are doing the internal work and you are utilizing your attention, I guess, more effectively, this is pretty much like a congratulations to you. Your manifestations are coming. And I want to say it feels like very quickly, like this year, right? And for some of you, a few of you, I don't know who I'm talking to, but you will just feel if it resonates. There's a ginormous manifestation, like a dream of yours. You'll look on your vision board, right? So look over to your left, to your right, whatever, wherever your vision board is, okay? Your journal. There is like a goal that you've had on there. One of the major goals that you've had on there. That's going to manifest very fast. I want to say this year, 1,000%. There's like a big goal or something or dream that you've been trying to manifest and you've been doing the work. I really feel, I really feel it's happening like this year because you've been doing the work for years, probably, or months prior. And I want to say you will see the manifestation of it and the materialization of it this year. That's really exciting because I'm starting to feel a bit of anxiety, but it's like the good kind of anxiety when you're experiencing so much excitement that it starts to feel overwhelming. Whatever this manifestation of yours is, just be prepared. It will feel a bit daunting at first because this manifestation happening will, I'm just seeing like this looks like city lights, New York City, or some of you want to travel to New York City, or this involves something luxurious or the city life, or like are some of you manifesting new businesses and like a city loft? That's very random, like a loft in the city of Miami, New York City, New York City loft, LA lofts kind of thing. Interesting. That's very random, but that's not for all of you. So yeah, let's just do one more. Whatever this is, it's a major one. You know, it's in your top 5 of major dreams that you wish to accomplish on your vision board. It's literally like in your top 5, and it's going to happen this year. Oof. Then we have when the ego takes over. Yeah. Did I not say that in the beginning? And then down the rabbit hole before you went on this side. Weigh all your options, then proceed. Okay. This is the warning here. Do not, with the attention Do not get too distracted and impatient. Your impatience will be your downfall. I don't know who needs to hear that. Do not let your impatience lead you to all these different directions. Hold the vision, with the attention, with intention. Hold the vision. Because it seems that here's the interesting thing, right? How this realm is. Oh, what is that? Oh, just like cat hair. I'm like, what is that? Don't let certain energies or opportunities kind of distract you from your original goal out of impatience, if you will. You are so much more than the identity you attach yourself to. You are this cosmic being. So remember that. You are not the ego and the avatar that you've been attaching yourself to. You are just the one who is, I guess, aware of it and powering your body, right? Your soul is powering your body. But again, your soul is not your body. So try not to let your urges and your ego, when the ego takes over, direct you and lead you towards all these different paths that are just going to feel like this spiraling Alice in Wonderland type of situation where you're just going to be feeling so confused and it won't feel pleasant. So to me, there will be a path that might appear right before this big manifestation of yours comes in, right? Your top five. With three could be like your top three, your vision board. Like this is number one, number two, number three. These are the three main things in your life that you so very much want to experience and manifest. The dreams, right? Your top three. This is a big manifestation happening for, I want to say, all of you, right? If you are watching this, doesn't matter which side you're on, as far as if you've been doing the work or if you haven't been doing the work, you'll know. But once you start doing the work, then this will happen, right? Your top three. When that starts to kind of transpire, you will be met and faced with opportunities that'll feel, or not feel, correction, that'll look appealing, that'll look nice on the outside. With this mask here, right? It'll look very nice on the outside. It is giving me, all right, for an example, let's say we can use the whole city loft for an example. If that's one of your goals, right? To live in a nice fly loft or even a house, like your dream home, whatever the case may be, out in the country, I don't know. So before this happens, you may receive options to live here, to live there, homes that look externally, they look really nice, and but something about them does not match what you have been manifesting. It will not match what you feel. Your intuition will be screaming at you that something is very much wrong with this. That is a for sure sign to know that your legitimate manifestation, what your soul resonates with, is coming. When these things happen, right? When all these distractions and options are placed in your face, do not, and I know I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I kind of am just gonna say it this way because that's how it's wanting to be said and conveyed. Do not fall for the bait or take the bait or just fall for anything because it might look like your dream home or your dream partner, your dream whatever. May look like it, but when you really dive deeper into it, you will see that it is not it and it doesn't resonate with it. If you let your impatience take over and get in the way, with this rabbit hole here, you will really regret it. And it could be something that you are finding yourself, is very hard to get out of, the Alice in Wonderland energy. So whatever that is, this feels like a forewarning. You're gonna have to use your intuition in feeling out what is the manifestation, what is right for you, and what just looks like it. If this is a career that you're manifesting or just a lifestyle, read the contract, the fine print, if you will. Read all of it with the magnifying glass. Really pay attention to what is about to come into your life before this big manifestation that resonates with you comes into your life. Does that make sense? Because you are a cosmic being. So your energy is very powerful, and other energies can sense this, right? So if this is a relationship that you've been manifesting, your dream partner, if they don't feel right, then they probably aren't right. But again, with the ego aspect, you're being called to listen, to feel, listen to your intuition and not so much your mind. Because some of you could, end up coming into contact. We'll use dream partner for an example with this person who they literally are the one for you. They're meant for you. They have everything that you wanted, you've been manifesting, but you'll let your ego take over. You'll let your thoughts take over your mind and you'll sabotage it. But then when you tune into yourself, your feelings and your intuition, you'll literally look at your journal, your vision board, and then you'll see they are exactly what you've been manifesting. So that's another message, to not let your mind kind of mess things up for you either when this manifestation comes in, to not self-sabotage, because this feels like a major manifestation that's coming in, dropping into your reality, right? So that's really exciting.